Well, folks, down here looking at the garden after the long rain we had, and for the most part, all I see is the stupid grass. That's not anything I planted, that's just where I didn't remove everything correctly. But I don't care. I can deal with that after the beans start to come up. Now, the first few rows here, I didn't really see anything. There are some just starting to poke their heads through, and I can't remember where they were. Right there, there's one. That little fella. And there's some more down that way, of course. Those are the French horticulture beans. This is where the green beans start, and you can see somewhere. I can't find it, can't hardly see the viewfinder. But they're starting to come up here and there. On down there, there's some that are coming up. I think. I can't hardly see through this thing. Here's one. Little fella. That's not him. Anyway, they're in there somewhere. Not having very good luck finding them. There he is. Okay, that little guy. That's where the green beans start, and the freaking grass that I gotta get out of there. A few of them down there. They're starting to come up out of there. Looking good. Didn't notice anything with the squash yet. I don't really remember the germination time for squash, but I haven't really looked at it too much. It's kind of still a little damp, so I'm not going to track around in there, and I'm not going to do any weeding until everything comes up and gets strong enough. Yeah, other than the weeds, there is other life in here, so that's pretty darn cool. Pretty happy with it. And the grass needs mowed again, obviously. Frickin' grass. Well, the apples are starting to do their thing. It's kind of neat. For those of you who've been following my videos for a while, you know that last year, something weird happened. Just all the apples disappeared. I don't know if bugs got them, or birds, or what, but they were here, and then I was planning like that weekend to pick all the apples and come, and there wasn't a single one. There was like 2 or 3 that were dried up, and they weren't even on the ground. So I really don't know what that was all about. Hopefully this year I can get them before they crap out. There's a bunch of them up there. I don't know, nothing like fresh apples right off a tree. Tastes a lot better than coming from a store for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know, like they're almost fake when you get them from a store. But these little guys are good. Well, today turned out to be the mow the grass day at the end of the day kind of thing, and didn't get everything done. I did work on these solar lights. Those are the ones that, yeah, you saw those before. This is one that wasn't working. Took it apart, and of course there was a crappy solder joint coming from the battery. And the wire was just like barely in there. I don't know if it was done with a machine, or if like a Chinese person put it together. It's leaning that way, and those ones are leaning that way, because that's where the sun was after I put it back together, and I thought, well, you know what, I can get a charge on it. I'll see what it does, whatever. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, I don't know, they're still kind of cool. You ever change the string in a new kind of weed eater? That's pretty much that. So I'm kind of thinking it might be time to go ahead and just replace my batteries. Relatively sunny day. Probably, I don't know, it wasn't pure sun all day. Kind of like half cloudy. Well, you can hear the inverter kicked on, or the fan kicked on it. I've got some stuff going on the iPad. I got a TV going here. Got a couple lights, and I'm charging a few devices. And, well, look at that. I just dropped down to 12.6. That's not good. I don't have a big drain on this right now. And, yeah, say my batteries are probably crapped up. You know what, come to think of it, I don't remember the last time when I did check the fluid levels in them. May have to do that. I've kind of been putting that off because they are sort of old anyway. I don't know, they're like, that little red light just kicked on. I don't know, many years old, and they're probably way past it. I've done a little bit of maintenance on them here and there. They were abused their first 2 years with that little tiny solar setup that I had. And, well, you know, they're definitely due to be replaced. And I'm not going to try the whole restore them and neat stuff, and no, that's just dumb. That's just a waste of time. Sometimes, yeah, it does work. Yeah, get a good battery tender, desulfator, or whatever those things are. Now, it's kind of like putting a Band-Aid on on like a missing foot. It kind of stops the blood for a little bit, but no, I mean, when it really comes down to it, new batteries are awesome. And if they're well maintained and you take care of them, then yeah, you got some good stuff. And they'll last long. Yeah, like I said, these batteries were abused. When I got them, like the first 2 years, they stayed outside. So they went through winter, where it was very cold, and they probably froze. They're not cracked and they're not leaking anything, but I'm pretty sure they froze. We had some very, very hard winters for weeks at a time where it never got above freezing. Now, yeah, they're pretty beat up. And after the sun that we had today, and I'm seeing 12.7 with the relatively low draw that I have on them, I'm thinking that, yeah, that's going to be an expense that I'm going to have to deal with, I guess, if I want to keep doing the off-grid stuff here. So that's going to happen here pretty soon. So I recently did something that I have not done for a very, very, very long time. Probably 30 years or more. I ate tuna. I've hated tuna since I was, 5 or 7 or something like that. I don't know why, I just absolutely despise tuna. And I saw these little packets of tuna. They're very, very thin. They're, it's like both of these could probably make a mouthful. There's nothing there. This one, of course, has ranch, and this is just regular in water. 70 calories, 15 grams of protein. 70 calories, 17 grams of protein. Kind of weird. I guess I would have thought the ranch would have had more. It probably has more fat or whatever, but I don't really care. I saw them and I thought, you know what? I wonder how long these things last. This one here, let's see if you can see this. Best by February 24th, 2020. Can you see it? February 24th, 2020. This one, November 1st, 2019. So apparently these things do keep for a while. They're not really expensive. I mean, they kind of are because they're fish, and it's a product of, I saw it on here somewhere, it's some product of Ecuador. Product, right there, of Ecuador. And I don't remember what they cost. I think it was like $3 a packet or something. I think. I don't know. I can't remember. I may be completely wrong on that. But they were a little more than what I thought, and especially for trying something that I absolutely hate. Anyway, took a chance, and I'm glad I did because I love these things. I hate mayonnaise. I do not like mayonnaise, and I kind of think that's why I kind of steered away from tuna. Growing up, a tuna sandwich was tuna smeared with mayonnaise on bread, and you ate it. And I absolutely despise mayonnaise. And I think I kind of inadvertently started hating tuna. But anyway, these are great. They last for a couple years at least. 2 years, 3 years, whatever. That's pretty amazing. And well, I guess another thing, like if you're in prison, this is worth like what, $10 or something. I don't know why. I think the protein is kind of like a workout fuel or something, or I don't know, prison currency. But I'm not in prison. I mean, I do have a kid, so I kind of feel like I'm in prison sometimes, but yeah, I'm not. And I'm eating tuna. You know what? I kind of wonder if people who are released from prison after serving an extended sentence, depending whatever you might consider extended, if they still, speaking of the people who, like, slang tuna, maybe? That might be a correct term. I wonder if they still crave tuna after they get out. I don't know, it took me 30 years to start liking it again, or 32, or whatever it is. So, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I don't know, just something to add to your go bag, I guess. Fresher tasting, no draining. Alright, well, anyway, whatever, I don't know. I guess I'm on a tuna kick right now. Anyway, I don't know, I suppose there's like recipes and crap you can look up to do that. Oh, there's some summer salad, and here's yeah, okay, well, right there's some recipes to make salad crap out of tuna. Whatever, I don't care, it's good right out of the bag. So, regardless, alright folks, that's about it for today. Pretty busy day, but not a whole bunch of YouTube-y informative day stuff happening. I spent a lot of time on the lawnmower, and I'm going to spend some time in the shower, and hopefully some time with my eyes closed. I appreciate everybody watching. Have a good one. Love, 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 love.